The afternoon was very quiet. The silence felt heavy. It pushed down on me. It pushed down on my chest. It pushed down on my breath. The sky was grey. It looked like a bruise. It felt like my sadness. I remember when everything changed. It was not with a big sound. It was with a small sad cry, a cry that did not get an answer. It echoed in our quiet house. My voice was shaky. I called her name quietly. Then I called her name louder. I felt panic inside. Daisy, Daisy, where are you, sweet girl? My voice echoed in the empty rooms. My heart beat fast inside me. It felt like a bird trying to fly from a cage. Every part of the house felt empty. Every shadow, every smell I knew. Daisy was not there. The kitchen where she waited for treats was empty. The living room where she slept near my feet was empty. The garden where she played was empty. All of it. The house was totally silent. There were no happy barks. There were no soft sounds of her walking. Then the front door opened. Julian came in. His presence used to make me feel safe. Now it felt cold. It was like the air suddenly got very cold. He saw my face. It was pale. Tears were on my cheeks. My hair was messy from looking for Daisy. He saw the empty space. Daisy should have run to greet him. His handsome face turned hard. It looked angry. His usual friendly smile was gone. His eyes used to be warm. Now they were cold like ice. They showed only my own sadness. Then he spoke. His words were sharp. They cut me deeply. It was my mother's gift to this house, Alara. And you could not even keep it safe. His words stayed in the air. They were heavy. They made it hard to breathe. They were heavier than the grey sky. They were heavier than all my past failures. It was not just about Daisy. It was about everything. Every time he thought I failed. Every quiet struggle. Every quiet bad thing he said. All of it had slowly made our marriage bad. His voice used to be so smooth. It used to make me believe things. Now it showed years of quiet anger. It showed a quiet dislike. In that moment I understood. I was standing in our quiet house. It used to be happy. Now I felt sadness and betrayal. This was not just about a lost dog. This was the end. This was the weapon he had waited for. It was made very sharp. His mother Evelyn had given it to him. I know now she planned much of my quiet pain. She planned my downfall. The truth hit me hard. It made me feel empty inside. The days after were a blur. They were full of cold quiet. They were full of planned mean acts. It was like falling slowly into a bad dream. Julian was good at making things seem different. He started to tell people I was not well. He said I was unstable. He said I was careless. He spoke to our friends. He spoke to people we knew. He sighed sadly. His voice sounded worried. But it was not real. He said I was struggling. He said I had bad ideas. He said I could not handle things. He even went to a doctor he knew from his rich friends. I found out later this doctor signed papers. The papers said I had problems. They said I was emotional. They said I had bad times. They said I could not run a house. And I could not be a good mother. The result was clear. He wanted our children. He wanted to take them from me. He was ready to say I was crazy. He was ready to say I was a bad mother. The bad things he said started quietly. Then they got louder. They were more direct. Each word was a new wound. My world used to be well ordered. It was full of home life and shared dreams. It broke apart quickly. Phone calls stopped. Invitations stopped coming. Friends, people I had laughed and cried with for years, suddenly were too busy. Their voices sounded strained. Their eyes avoided mine. They showed the bad ideas Julian had put in their heads. His family was always friendly. Now they stood together against me. Their sad looks hurt more than any words. They showed I was not wanted. I was alone. I was lost in a sea of betrayal. My real self was taken from me. My sanity was questioned by the very people who should have helped me. The quiet in our big empty house became very loud. It was filled only with my own deep sadness. My heart beat very fast. I walked through the rooms like a ghost. Memories of happy times turned into pain. The air felt heavy with words not spoken. The walls seemed to get closer. They were choking me. I hardly ate. I hardly slept. I was full of worry. It made me feel on edge. My nerves were very tired. Now I am in my early 50s. The sharp pain from that time is softer. It is like stones in a river. The water smooths them over time. But I can still close my eyes. I can still feel the deep ache. The ache of being 30, a young wife, full of young, strong hope. Hope for a life I thought was perfect. A future that looked bright. Julian was everything a young woman wanted. He was good at his job. He had a smile that could charm anyone. His laugh was catching. He filled every room with his strong presence. Everyone looked at him. Our life looked perfect from the outside, like a picture in a fancy magazine. The beautiful house, the nice clothes, the easy way we met people, the perfect trips we took. I was Alara, a loving true wife. I truly believed I had found my life partner. I gave everything to our marriage, to building our home, to helping him succeed. I thought his success was ours. His happiness was mine. Then Evelyn came. Julian's mother. She moved in after she got sick. Her body was weak, but her mind was very strong. It was sharper than a knife. She was clever and tricky. Her ways were quiet, but they hurt a lot. At first I was happy she came. I wanted to take care of her. I wanted to show I was a good daughter-in-law. I wanted to fit into their family. I cooked her favorite food. I gave her medicine carefully. I listened to her stories. Stories of Julian's good childhood. Stories of her own old life. But slowly, quietly, she started to hurt our home. She hurt my marriage. She became like a ghost in our house. Julian did not see her bad ways, but she was always there in my life. She slowly took my spirit away. From the start, Evelyn thought I was not enough, not good enough, not quiet enough, not from the right kind of family. She thought I was not delicate. She thought I did not have the good qualities she liked. She never said these things out loud. Her ways were quiet. They were like a master teacher of tricks, a slow poison, given with a smile. She would say nice things, but they had hidden bad meanings, like a beautiful gift box. But inside there was something that hurt. "That dress is nice, dear," she would say, "but it makes you look a little tired. Or, you have a lot of energy, Alara." Julian's old girlfriend Sarah was always so calm, so peaceful. A true lady, never messy, always calm. She would accidentally leave out old photo albums. They would be open to pictures of a shining Sarah, her arm linked with a younger, happy Julian. Their perfect smiles seemed to laugh at me. The comparisons never stopped. They were like water slowly dripping. They slowly made me feel bad about myself. They made me doubt everything, every choice, every word, every natural feeling I had. The happy woman I used to be was leaving. Full of laughter and my own ideas, I became like a shadow. I just agreed with others. My voice shook a little. I had become just a part of Julian's life, a pretty thing in his perfect world. Understanding this was hard. It tasted bitter. My smiles at parties felt weak. Our talks felt empty. The quiet times between Julian and me in the evenings were not peaceful. They were filled with an empty sound, a large empty space. It grew bigger every day. She was very good at calling me at the worst times, always with a small innocent reason, but it was always urgent. She would sigh. It meant she was suffering a lot. "Alara dear," the remote fell behind the couch. "My show is starting. Could you please come home for just a moment? It is very important, you know. It is my only true joy these days. Or I seem to have lost my reading glasses. I know you are at work, dear, but I just cannot read my book without them. I am so helpless." These small calls seemed not important, but they made me feel very stressed. They pulled me away from my growing work. They made me feel always behind, always not good enough, always guilty. The pressure was very great. A good daughter-in-law, a good wife, should always put family first, even if family meant Evelyn's lost knitting needles or a small problem for her. My own needs, my own dreams, they were slowly pushed away. They were seen as less important than Evelyn's comfort. Julian, I think he tried to help me at first. Mother Alara is busy. She has her own duties, her own work. But Evelyn was a master. She acted like a weak person. She performed being fragile. A sigh, a small shaky sound in her voice, a quick sad look in her eyes, a hand gently put on her chest, and Julian would change his mind. His strong will would melt like sugar. "I just worry about her, dear. She seems so stressed, so full of problems. Maybe if she just thought more about home, about us, about the family, she would not be so upset." Over the years, her quiet words, her constant bad ideas, they slowly took away Julian's support for me. They changed how he saw me. He started to see me through her eyes, less able, more emotional, not quite perfect, a little too demanding. The man who once stood up for me slowly changed. It was very sad to see. His strong feelings against her left him. He became more impatient with my feelings, my overreactions. Our fights became more common. They were more bitter. They were caused by Evelyn's quiet hand. Then Daisy came, Evelyn's gift to Julian, A small fluffy golden dog, full of energy, full of innocent love. A living symbol of Evelyn's victory. A symbol of our family, Julian, she would say. She held the wiggling dog out to him. Her eyes carefully did not look at mine. There was a happy shine in her eyes. Daisy was beautiful. A creature of pure joy, a golden ray of sunshine, in a home that was slowly becoming a place of fighting. From the moment she came into our lives, she followed me. She became my secret keeper. The one pure, simple source of love, in a home that was slowly becoming a battleground. I was the one who woke up for her late-night walks. I trained her patiently. I walked her in the rain. I helped her when she was sick as a puppy. I cleaned her messes without complaining. She was always with me. A furry friend. A warm presence against the growing coldness in my marriage. A soft beating heart that was like my own. These small things kept me from giving up hope. They kept me from falling into the quiet darkness. The darkness Evelyn had made around me. Daisy was my comfort. My silent helper. My last pure connection to joy. The day Daisy disappeared was a Tuesday too. It always seemed to be Tuesdays. When everything falls apart. When bad things happen. It was a grey, bruised afternoon. It felt heavy, like something bad was coming. The air felt thick. I had let her out in the backyard. I always did that for her afternoon play. Her happy barks echoed for a moment. Then they were quiet. I turned away for a moment. Just a moment. To answer a phone call. It was Evelyn, of course. She wanted to know if I had remembered her special tea. Her voice was thin and demanding. When I went back, the back gate was open. It usually had a strong lock. It was swinging gently in the wind. And Daisy was gone. Panic, cold and sharp, took over me. It grabbed my throat. It made it hard to breathe. I called her name. My voice was rough. It was frantic. A desperate sound in the empty space. I searched the neighborhood quickly. My heart beat very fast. Tears blurred my vision. The familiar streets looked watery and strange. Hours passed. It was a sad, painful search. Every minute was a new pain. I put up signs. My hands shook as I taped them to posts. I called animal shelters. My voice broke with each question. I walked every street, every small road, until my feet hurt a lot. My throat was sore, but Daisy was gone. Then I found something chilling. The security camera in the back corner of our yard. The one that watched the gate. It was broken. No one knew why. A wire was broken. The camera lens was too dirty to see through. It was clear it was not an accident. It felt too perfect. Too easy. But I was so sad. I tried not to think about it. I wanted to believe it was just bad luck. A cruel turn of events. Losing Daisy became a very bad time for me. It was a deep wound inside me. It would not heal. It was not just losing a pet. It was losing a part of my heart. A symbol of the pure love I still held on to. The last bit of simple happiness in my life. Then the final crushing blow came. Julian spoke. His face showed no feeling. His eyes were cold. His voice was like a weapon. He gave his final judgment. It would stay in my mind for years. It was my mother's gift to this house, Alara. A symbol of our family, of our important history. And you could not even keep it safe. You could not even keep one simple thing safe. His words hit me like a hammer. They broke the last bits of my self-worth. They left me open and weak. He was not just blaming me. He was saying I was bad. He used Daisy's disappearance. He said it proved I was not good enough. I was careless. I was not worthy. It was a useful reason for his own cruel actions. It was the perfect reason, a perfect mean-planned excuse. Talk about divorce started right away. Evelyn began it. There was a look of victory in her eyes. Then Julian repeated it. He showed no feeling, as if reading from a script. I soon found out he had been seeing another woman, a younger woman, a quiet, shy blonde. Evelyn had accidentally introduced him to her months ago. Her name was Serena. I later learned that Serena was everything Evelyn thought I was not. She was easy to control. She was quiet. She was completely dedicated to Julian's every wish. A fresh start for Evelyn. A blank page where Evelyn could draw her perfect daughter-in-law. Everything suddenly made sense. Daisy's disappearance. The broken camera. Julian's sudden coldness. The growing pressure for divorce. It was all part of a carefully planned idea. A big trick. Made to push me out. To replace me with someone more suitable. Someone easier to control. The truth was bitter. It was painful. But it also gave me a strange freeing clarity. I was not crazy. I was not imagining things. I was just a player in a game. A game I had not even known I was playing. A game that was set up against me from the start. The anger inside me grew. It was sharp and cold. It slowly took the place of my sadness, a slow burning light of strength. The day of the divorce hearing began. It was clear and cold, very different from the hot feelings inside me. My lawyer was Ms. Albright. She was strict but kind. She told me to dress simply, to look calm, to seem strong, even if I did not feel it. I chose a simple gray suit. Its cloth felt heavy. It made me feel like I could not breathe. My face was clean without makeup. My hair was pulled back tightly. I wanted to be invisible. I just wanted to get through the day, to cut the ties that had become a rope around my neck. It was choking the life out of me. The courthouse was a big, important building, all cold white stone, and quiet whispers. Its tall pillars seemed to make fun of how small I felt. My taxi waited at a red light. It was a few blocks away. The city sounds were a soft roar outside. I looked out the window. My eyes were not seeing anything. My thoughts were a fast-moving, sad mess. I was remembering every mean word, every quiet trick. Then I saw him, an old man. He walked slowly. His hand held a worn leash. At the end of that leash, walking happily beside him, was Daisy. Her golden fur shone even in the dim light. My breath stopped. My heart stopped. Then it started very fast. It made my whole body shake. It was a sudden shock, a feeling of not believing, and hope. It could not be. It was not possible. But there she was. Clearly Daisy, a little fatter. Her fur was brighter. But the white spot on her chest was still there. The way her tail curved at the end. The way she tilted her head when she smelled the air. The happy way she walked. It was her, my Daisy, my sweet lost Daisy. "Stop the car," I said, my voice broken. It was a desperate cry. It cut through the quiet in the taxi. The taxi driver was surprised. He suddenly pressed the brakes. I fumbled with the door handle. My hands shook so much, I could barely hold the cold metal. I fell out onto the sidewalk. I did not hear the loud car horns. I did not hear the angry shouts from drivers. "Daisy," I cried. My voice broke. Tears filled my eyes, hot and fast. The old man looked up. He was surprised. His eyes were wide. Daisy heard her name. She stopped. Her ears turned. Her head tilted in that familiar cute way. She looked at me. Her golden eyes got bigger. She knew me. Then with a happy bark she ran to me. The sound of her bark was loud. I thought I would never hear it again. Her tail moved very fast. Her whole body wiggled with pure joy. She jumped up. Her paws were on my chest. She almost knocked me over. She licked my face. It made more tears come to my eyes. Tears of true relief and joy. It was her. It was really her. A miracle. The old man, Mr. Finch, came closer. He had a kind face, gentle eyes, a neat white beard. He looked worried. "She knows you," he said. His voice showed surprise. I told him my story. I spoke slowly, through my tears, and the strong feelings I had. I told him who I was, who Daisy was, how she had disappeared. He listened patiently. His face became softer. Then he told me his story. He lived a few blocks away. He was a lonely man. His wife had passed away. He took long walks every afternoon. He was a quiet person in a busy city. That grey day months ago he had found Daisy. She was walking near the park. She looked lost. She was whimpering. She clearly was afraid. She had no collar, no tags, nothing to show who she was. He had taken her in. He had taken care of her. He had loved her. He gave her a new home, a new life. She had filled the empty space in his quiet life. A furry friend, a reason to get up each morning. He had looked for her owner, he said. He put up signs in shops, but he found no flyers, no reports of a missing dog, nothing to say someone was looking for her. The parts of Julian and Evelyn's cruel plan clicked into place. It was horrifying, but it was true. Daisy had not run away. She had been taken. She was left alone, perhaps a few blocks away, left to wander, until someone found her, or until she was hurt by the city. It was all part of their plan, a cruel act, made to break me, to push me to the edge. The anger was cold and right. It burned inside me, a slow, quiet fire. It threatened to burn me up. They had not just lied to me. They had made me doubt myself. They had tried to take my children, but they had also used Daisy, the one innocent creature in my life, the one source of pure, simple love, as a tool in their cruel game. I could tell everyone what they did. I could bring Daisy to court. She would be living proof of their lies, of their unkindness. I could use her to win. I could demand justice. I could demand everything they had tried to take from me. Every bit of money, every bit of my self-respect. The thought was strong. It was like a sweet dream of winning. It promised a short moment of success. I could see Julian's shocked face, Evelyn's angry look, their perfect act falling apart in front of everyone. But then I looked at Daisy, her happy face. She was breathing fast. She nudged my hand. Her tail moved so fast, her whole body wiggled. Her golden eyes shone with simple love. And I looked at the old man, Mr. Finch. His face showed deep, gentle sadness. He thought he would lose her. His hand gently rubbed her head. He had loved her, truly loved her. He gave her a home, a family, a reason to live. He was a lonely person, and Daisy was his reason to live, just like she had been mine. The thought of taking her from him, of using her as a weapon in my fight, of hurting him like I had been hurt, it felt wrong. It felt like doing the same cruel thing that had happened to me. It would be a win that felt empty. It would be spoiled by hurting another. I stood there, on the busy city street. The sounds of cars and distant sirens faded away. The world got smaller. It was just this one important moment. I had to make a choice that would change the rest of my life. I could fight for Daisy, for what was right, for a win against Julian and Evelyn, a moment where everyone would know the truth. Or I could choose a different way. I could choose peace. I could choose to stop the cycle of pain, to let go of wanting revenge, to let love be in its purest way. Even if it was not with me, I could choose my own freedom, my own healing. Instead of a short moment of success, the choice came. It was not easy. It was the hardest choice I had ever made. But it was clear. It was like clean glass. It was a choice not made from being desperate, not from anger, but from a new clear mind, a deep understanding of what truly mattered. I knelt down. I put my face in Daisy's soft fur. I breathed in her familiar smell, the smell of pure, simple love, of true joy. "Be happy, sweet girl," I whispered. Tears ran down my face. They mixed with her fur. "Be happy. I love you, Daisy, always." I stood up. I looked at the old man, Mr. Finch. I gave him a small, real smile, a smile that finally showed in my eyes. "She's yours," I said. My voice was strong. My heart felt a familiar sadness. "Take good care of her. She's a very special dog. You've given her a wonderful home." He looked at me. His eyes showed surprise and deep thanks. In that moment I knew I had made the right choice. I had chosen love, not revenge. I had chosen peace, not a long fight. I had chosen myself, my future, my healing. I walked away from Daisy, from the old man, and towards the courthouse. My steps felt lighter than they had in years. A deep feeling of freedom came over me. I walked away from Julian, from Evelyn, from the bad marriage that almost destroyed me. I left the bitterness and the pain behind. I walked into that courtroom, not as a victim, not as a broken woman, but as a woman who had found her strength in letting go, who had chosen her own path. The divorce was final. It was quick and formal. I did not fight for anything, not the house, not the money, not the things we owned. All I fought for, all I truly wanted, was my freedom, my peace, my future. I sold the house, the beautiful cage. It was full of sad memories. Its walls echoed with Evelyn's bad words and Julian's cold words. I only packed what truly mattered, my clothes, a few dear books, some old photos that still felt warm. And I moved to a new city, a place where no one knew my past, where I could just be Alara, free from expectations, free from history. The first days were quiet. They were filled with a deep feeling of emptiness. But slowly, little by little, it was replaced by quiet peace, a soft, happy feeling. I found a small apartment. It had a sunny balcony. It looked over a lively park. I started taking art classes. I found a passion I had pushed away for a long time. I volunteered at a local animal shelter. I found comfort in the pure love of animals. They asked for nothing but kindness. I built my life again, one hard step at a time, not around a man, or what society expected, but around myself, around my own needs, my own wants, my own way of being happy. I learned to enjoy being by myself, to find